After I wrote a news story about a Civil War encampment in Hingham, 91-year-old Rita O'Connor of Milton called to tell me about her grandmother, Mary Callanan of Boston's North End. Callanan was a Civil War nurse in the 1860s. Rita still has vivid memories of her father talking about his mother, the Civil War nurse, and she wanted to show me a copy of a British newspaper article from 1897 about Callanan when she died. But there was another surprise as well. Rita has a beloved pet turtle named Clyde, whom she bought in a pet store in Quincy 47 years ago for her then 9-year-old daughter. Clyde had just come back from a stay at the vet's for an infected paw. We had a most enjoyable visit.
Yeah, but you're a good boy, Clyde. Yes.
Go.
It's out there, Clyde.
See the birds out there, Clyde?
I know I can say that my father was very proud of his mother, and he told a lot of wonderful stories about her in the North End. Everybody in the North End knew her as being a very kind and sweet lady. Her name was Mary Callanan, Mary Clifford Callanan, and she was a very good entertainer in her tavern or bar room, you could say. And she entertained Joseph Kennedy many times because he used to go and visit her. The thing I know about the Civil War was that she was arrested because she went across the lines to take care of her brother-in-law, her husband's brother. He was wounded, and she wasn't supposed to go across the lines to the south. He was for the south, and she was for the north. Because I saw about the soldiers in Hingham, the Civil War soldiers, and I thought that it would be a good idea to put a piece in the paper about my grandmother, who was a great hero in the Civil War. And she also was very well known in Commercial Street as the Dero, which they called, many times they called the people that came from the North End the Dero. And the Kennedys were Deros. My grandfather, James Callanan, was also a lieutenant in the Civil War. He was into the Civil War, and she decided that she would go in as an army nurse, which she loved to do. She was a very good nurse, very good, and she had a good education. This is a picture of my grandmother that was in the paper when she died. They wrote an article about her because she was so famous in the North End.
1897.
Right. And when she died, she was in a hearse drawn by two horses. And that was very unusual for just a lady in the North End. That's how they honored her, by dragging her horse in the hearse. She was the type of lady that wanted to help people, and that's what she did. And she got herself in trouble for it, but she went on just the same. She was arrested twice as a spy, but she went right along and kept on doing her nursing just the same.
And here you are, 91.
I am 91 years.
And she still means a lot to you.
She does. Yes, we enjoyed hearing my father tell the stories because he was a great storyteller. And we used to get many, many laughs on what she did and how she did them.
And now you've left some of those stories with your family, with your children.
So I repeated because they know about my grandmother through me, and I hope they'll always remember me as I remembered my grandmother.